If previous crypto cycles are anything to go by, then the next 3 months in crypto is going to be massive. In this video, I want to break down my bullish price predictions across some of the biggest holdings that I have in crypto, and these might overlap with some of the ones that you have. Now, we are still somewhat accumulating before we see this next phase of the bull run, so there still might be time to accumulate. If you are interested, then definitely keep watching. Hey guys, my name's Ravi and welcome back to Personal Finance with Ravi Sharma. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button because I talk about, you guessed it, real estate, cryptocurrency, and financial freedom. Now, in this video, before I continue, I've got to give you the disclaimer that this is not financial advice. I'm just some random guy on YouTube that thinks he might have a good idea as to what's happening in crypto. Now, the thing is, right now, it may seem like these numbers are absolutely crazy, but I can assure you, the same feeling was around in 2017 when the last blow-off cycle top came through. We literally had coins sitting there doing absolutely nothing, and then out of nowhere, we have this massive run up, exponential growth really, which ultimately led to the demise as well. That's when we saw corrections of 90 to 95% against most altcoins, and Bitcoin also absolutely collapsed. So before we continue, not financial advice, but it might be a good idea to start looking into these projects if you haven't already. If you are just starting out in crypto, well, you might be in the best time of crypto, which most people are waiting for 4 years to even see. But if you do click the link in the description below, then you get free $10 worth of Bitcoin, and that could be worth a lot more in about 3 months. The reality is that nobody really knows when this cycle top is going to come, if it even does come. We're just using based on past cycles, how they've actually performed, and how some of these projects could be the lead run in the next phase of this bull run. But the thing is, for me, the way that I like investing is I incorporate some of the dollar cost averaging method that I know a lot of you are familiar with, but I also target narratives. At the end of the day, markets are logical, but people are not. They invest emotionally. And so you need to look at the narrative, see what's in line with your risk tolerance to go ahead and invest. Now, at the time of recording this, it is the first week of October, and I totally believe that we could see the top of this cycle being in around March 2022. Now, it'd be interesting if you're watching this in the future, comment down below if you've seen what's already transpired, and maybe I'm completely off with my predictions or not. But the thing is, I've been saying this across the channel for over the last 6 months that we will see Q1 as being, I guess, the end of the cycle. That's what I'm planning to do, is to actually have exit strategies in line, but also adapt as we go through. In line with all of these predictions. I mean, we could be completely wrong here, go into a bear market and, never see these prices ever. But the thing is, everything based on historical data and performance, based on the tokenomics and past performance, I'm using that as an indication of where I've come up with these numbers. So we may as well just dive straight in. So in this video, I'm covering my top 5 biggest holdings and what I think the predictions could be in terms of the prices at the end of this cycle. So I will be using the USD values in this video because it's so much easier to track, especially when everyone else has got price predictions and they're from overseas. But if you're in Australia, you can simply convert this to whatever it says on CoinSpot or whatever you're using to track your wallets. Now, number 1 is Bitcoin, but it's not in my top 5 biggest holdings. I know, wow, I'm not holding much Bitcoin. The truth is that I'm in this cycle to flip my money through and then go through, use that money, come into real estate and buy some more real estate. And of course, Pokemon cards, because who doesn't love Pokemon cards? But at the end of the day, Bitcoin is something that I do believe in. I love the technology. I understand how it works. But for me, this late in the bull run, the returns that I could potentially get on something like Bitcoin is a lot lower than I could get in my altcoins. I do hold some Bitcoin, but nowhere near to be in my top 5. But given that it is the king and it does dictate how the market operates, let's cover off Bitcoin straight up. So at the time of recording this, it is about $48,000 in terms of value, and I believe the cycle top could reach $210,000. I know it sounds absurd, but at the end of the day, there's a psychological level at 100K, which I don't think we're far from reaching. We can see that after a week of bullish sentiment, it can actually take the prices a lot higher than we actually believe. Now, this was very similar to what everyone thought in the last cycle, where they thought the top will be about $6,000. We ended up seeing top more than $20,000. So I think the same thing's gonna happen here, where most people are thinking, yeah, about $100,000 to $120,000 will be the top. I think we have some sell pressure at 100K, being psychological level. But once we pass that, I think we're gonna slice through to 200 pretty quickly. The FOMO that kicks in, the leverage traders and them having a field day with greed, I think will push us over the 210 mark, and it might just be a wick on the day. But at the end of the day, that's what I'm thinking, and that's about a 4.3x from today's prices. Now, keep in mind, I think the entire crypto space, the market cap will be that of very similar to gold. So I think it's going to end up being about 12 trillion, which is about a 5.8x from today's valuation. That may sound like a lot, but when in reality you see what's actually being done in cryptocurrency and how big the entire space actually is. To have that compared to something like gold, I think it does it injustice, but I think this is only the beginning. Where this space is in the next 10 to 15 years is absolutely crazy, and I'm here to enjoy the ride with you guys. So the biggest coin that I hold currently is Ethereum. Now, at the current prices of 3,300, I believe the top could be about $18,000, which is about 5.4x from today's prices. Now, honestly, it's not hard to be bullish on Ethereum, especially with what's happening with decentralized finance, all these apps being built on Ethereum. And yes, everyone's having a field day sort of arguing that,
hey, gas prices are so high, so Ethereum's gonna die. Look at Solana, look at all these Ethereum killers.
At the end of the day, I think network effects is big, and I know for a fact that institutions are heavily looking at Ethereum and building on Ethereum because it's been tried and tested. It's been around for so long, and it doesn't have shakeouts and dropouts like Solana did experience lately. Now, at the end of the day, I'm still bullish on Solana. I do hold a large portion of it, but that I think is more of a smart play. At the end of all of this, we don't know what's going to be the number one player in layer one solutions and whatnot. So for me, it's important to diversify, and that's how I like to play it. My second biggest holding is Cardano with the ticker ADA. Now, at the current prices of $2.18, I feel like it's been suppressed. We had all this run up to the smart contracts launch. It launched and nothing happened to prices. And I think we are due to have some big run up. And it's very exciting to see that although Charles does take a long time to do anything, he does it well. To see what's actually already happening on this platform with so many different applications being integrated with Cardano, I think it's a very exciting space and definitely one to watch. I think we'll have a huge return on investment. At the current prices of $2.18, I think the top of this cycle, we should see a $14 Cardano, which would be a 6.4x from today's prices. Now, my next biggest holding is Polkadot. I've mentioned this in probably every single crypto video I've made on this channel. It literally is the one that I think has just been sitting there in the dark where, you know, Gavin doesn't really talk about Polkadot all that much, and we still haven't seen parachain auctions. Now, everyone's saying October is the month, and he has come out and said specifically that,
hey, you know what, it's pretty much ready.
So when this actually happens and we start seeing a lot of the Polkadot tokens actually locked up and staked, I think there's going to be a supply shock and we see this price actually move up. We have seen it lag behind with what Cardano is doing and Binance is doing, and there was really all three at the same sort of price. From the current prices of $31, I believe we can see an 8x from today, and that would take us to $250 at the top of this cycle. Now, before I continue, if you do enjoy this sort of content, definitely drop me a like and subscribe to the channel. As I said at the beginning of this video, I do talk about cryptocurrency, but also in real estate. So if you're interested in knowing how I'm going to exit my positions from crypto, bring it across to real estate and buy some sneaky Pokemon cards, then definitely subscribe to the channel. Now, the next coin is definitely going to surprise a few of you. It's actually Serum with the ticker SRM. Now, this is a DEX that's built on Solana, and we've already seen what Solana has done. It has so much attention across not only retail investors, but now financial institutions. With Solana, I got in early, in and around Jan and Feb this year of 2021, and I'm very happy with the gains, of course. But at the end of the day, I see Serum taking a lot of that benefit and being at a market cap of only $1.1 billion. This will be one of those really big plays. For me, I've got a portion here because I understand how it works in the back end, and I really like what they're doing. I would be very surprised if we didn't get a 10x in the next leg of this bull run. At the moment, it is currently at $8.50. I believe we can reach $120, which would be a 14x from here. And to be honest, I'm being a little conservative. Now, finally, everyone wants to know what that last coin is, and that is XRP. Yes, I have not really held XRP for much of the year, but as I started realizing what was happening with the SEC and understanding how it's been suppressed, this really is that emotional play with the narrative and how much support that XRP army really has. If you're someone that holds XRP, let me know down in the comments below, because I know you guys love to let me know, even when I'm not talking about XRP. So in this one, I'm calling you guys out. If you do support Ripple and the XRP token, then definitely leave a comment down below. But here, it's very interesting. I think if normal market situation occurs, we see an $8 XRP. Currently, we're at about $1, so that's an 8x from today. Now, the thing is, with the case that the SEC actually has right now with XRP, I think this is the one that needs to get resolved. If it gets resolved, we see exponential price growth. And in that case, I definitely see a $20 XRP token, which sounds absurd. But let me remind you, last cycle, now exactly to this day, 4 years ago in 2017, October, it was trading for 27 cents. Literally in less than 3 months, it hit $3.30. If you look at the charts, they absolutely go vertical. And yeah, it didn't stick around for too long, but I'm just calling out what I think will be the top. Am I ready to stick around to see that? Probably Probably not, because my risk appetite would not allow me to do it. But I think it could find anywhere from $8 to $20 as being the top for XRP. So those are my final price predictions of what I think is going to happen in crypto. At the end of the day, nobody really knows. And just like with investing, you don't want to speculate into an asset class that you don't really understand with tokens you haven't done any research about. So please just use these as a prompt to start looking into these coins and projects if you find them interesting. But I think this entire space is going to revolutionize how we do everyday tasks and activities. So I think it's very interesting to see where this space will be in the next 10 to 15 years. I personally plan to sell probably 90 to 95% of the coins I hold and then be able to flip that money profits into real estate. And I hope you guys follow that journey with me on this channel. But if you enjoyed this video, drop a like and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks guys.